Fortnite just had a Kraken invade the island and it was insane. But for a ton of players, this came out of nowhere. Why was there a boss fight, and what happens after Superman took off? The ending has everyone confused, but all of this has been building up for 7 months, and today we'll explain the entire story. And that all centers around the main villain of Chapter 6, Daigo. He first appeared in Season 1 as one of the heroes, when demons invaded the island and searched for one thing, the Zero Shard. Yeah, remember during the remix finale when the comet flew past us? Well, that was a piece of the 0 point, and since it crashed landed on the island, Chapter 6 has been in chaos. When the demons invaded the island, it turned out that people were already familiar with ways to defeat them. Like there was this family of ancient mask makers, which included, you guessed it, Daigo. That's along with his brother Kendo and his sister Jade. Except everything changed when Daigo created a mask that was supposed to protect his sister from the invasion. Instead, it used cursed magic and she went missing, trapped in the dark place, the spirit realm. So in trying to help, Daigo made the situation 10 times worse, and it wouldn't be the last time. He felt responsible for Jade's disappearance and set out on a mission to rescue her, but instead of working with characters like Hope and Jones or even his brother Kendo, he decided to delve further into this forbidden magic. But that didn't mean our main characters were gonna sit around and let the demons take over. They took splinters from the Zero Shard's crash site and gave them to the Night Rose. She was under the command of a powerful being nicknamed the Puppeteer, and was able to break free using the knife made of splinters. But instead of using her freedom to help save Jade, she decided to hand the knife over to Daigo, and this would turn out to be a brutal mistake. Using the power of his masks and the knife, Daigo was finally able to achieve the impossible, entering the spirit realm as immortal. He had one goal: save Jade, defeat Shogun X. Daigo finally returned, but when he came back, it felt different. He successfully rescued his sister, yet his time in the spirit realm had corrupted him. Now he felt a connection to a dark presence inside of the portal, one that knew all about him, his family, his bloodline. He was enamored with this presence and desperate to learn more about it. And despite Jade and Kendo warning him to leave the dark magic alone, Daigo is currently battling his own thoughts. He was telling himself that this dark presence needed to be stopped so he could protect his family forever. But the corrupted part of him was drawn to it. So Daigo teams up with our Season 2 villain, Fletcher Kane. He promises him that if Fletcher funds his mission to open up a portal, he would give him the Zero Shard in return. Little did Fletcher know, Daigo was not planning on fulfilling his end of the deal. Once the portal had been opened, he abandoned Kane, leaving him behind while his gold empire collapsed, and for his second trip to the spirit realm, Daigo would quickly realize this was a mistake. Now that the Puppeteer lost control of the Night Rose, it was able to gain control of Daigo instead, someone it could use for the most evil purposes. And so Daigo returned to the island more powerful than ever. With his entire soul corrupted, he had one goal: no more saving or protecting his world, it was time to destroy it. He sends out spires across the Season 3 map, with more appearing by the day as these demonic forces corrupt and drain the island of its life. It's all in preparation for the arrival of an army. He has spent this season working on his biggest portal yet at Demon's Domain, one that'll officially break open the spirit realm for good, unleashing an entire horde on us. And if you listen closely to the portal, you could hear whispers in Japanese translating to the word Asmiotus, the king of demons. All of this, ever since the start of the chapter, has been building up to the live event and the gigantic bug invasion that'll follow. But where there are villains, there are heroes rising to stop them, and the band of characters you saw in the event were known as the Supernovas. At the start of this season, a huge shockwave on the island took everyone by surprise, giving some of the residents superpowers. Teenagers across the map now realized their new potential and needed a purpose. This is what Hope and Jones have been working on. They noticed this wave of powered individuals and decided to create an academy to hone their skills. Those who graduated from the academy would join the official Supernovas team, and eventually this led us to the full squad. We have Killswitch, Light Rider, Morgan Mist, Haley Sky, Synthwave, and Ziggy. These guys may be new to being superheroes, but they were trained by a team of specialists, Superman and Robin, along with help from Hope, Jones, and even the Night Rose. As we move on to Season 3, some of the Supernovas, like Morgan Mist, collect surveillance gear to monitor Daigo and keep an eye on him. Morgan and Hope use this to realize that he is in fact the one behind the spires, but at this point the Supernovas don't know why, and send samples to the lab to be studied. But Morgan was also suspicious of her team teachers. She thought Hope and the staff were hiding something and tried to figure out what. So she looked into notes written by Hope and Midas, along with files from Shadow all the way back in Chapter 2 and blueprints for Utopia City. Piecing together the evidence on a pinboard, it was all coming together. Midas and Hope were hiding something, and this portal at Utopia City was the gateway to their big secret. In order to open the portal, we needed a sprite, so we took it here and opened the gate, discovering the 0 Points Vault. This alerts Midas, and we finally get him to admit the truth. Once they retrieve the Zero Shard from the Spirit Realm, they're gonna contain it inside of the vault. Midas has been bankrolling this whole thing, from the Academy to the Secret Shard Project, and Hope believes working with him is a risk they have to take to protect the island for good. So while they're in the middle of building up their powers and preparing to stop Daigo, he actually strikes first. His spires destroyed the surrounding area and made the Academy powerless, taking everyone by surprise. With the battle lost, the Supernovas decide to shut down the Academy and focus on bringing the fight to Daigo. Morgan Mist doesn't want to let this happen again and decides to keep morale up and encourage the team to bounce back. So with a monument dedicated to the fallen Academy now standing tall, Daigo's threat was now imminent and there was no time to waste. With 5 more giant spires on the island and the island's life being drained by the minute, Daigo was able to siphon all of this energy to himself, finally allowing him to begin the ritual and summon the demon army. But this is where Hope began to get more visions of the future, terrifying, grim visions of demonic bugs, a sign of what was to come. Portal was now ready, and it was time for the Super Showdown. Daigo began to summon the ultimate power, but quickly realized he wasn't in command of the demons. Now we had to fight the tentacle of a giant kraken, and luckily the supernovas were here to help. Each superhero, like Killswitch, got to show off their own unique abilities. Then, just when we thought we got him, it came back with 3 tentacles. And luckily, someone else was here to save the day. Now, after the big fight, Demon's Domain is left in ruins and the battle is over. Or so we thought. Brand new quests just dropped that reveal as part of the monster Daigo is trying to release on the island, and it hints that these tentacles are just the beginning of what's to come. Now, looking at Hope's visions of the future, it shows a bug army about to invade, and we're gonna see the culmination of this entire demon storyline, and that's when the full enemy comes to the portal in Season 4. It is so great to be back with another storyline video. If you buy the Season 4 Battle Pass, make sure to use code T5G to support us. It has been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.